Oscars bomb!
Did you say bomb?
What?
Did you say bomb?
Yeah,
Hey?
I did, but I just meant it as an expression.
Yeah, well, don't say bomb around the Oscars, all right?
So the award show for the most glamorous party in town went woke and got oh so very broke. As they couldn't even bring in the ratings with an even worse showing than last year, getting the lowest ratings in history. 9.85 million. 58% less than last year's 13.75 million, showing that the film industry and the elites that swan about within it have even less relation and relativity to normal people and their everyday lives. Especially with the constant woke propaganda, the racist diversity quotas, the victim narratives, the speeches on morality while themselves being the most bloody immoral people any of us have ever seen, changing from a celebration of life and art and into a denigration of the people who pay to watch their movies and the culture that surrounds them. Entertain the f***ing customer, huh? Don't tell them how to think and how to live. But this shows ever more that there is a greater loss of our shared culture, us being divided ever further, even more, and have even less and less by the day that just connects us. Facilitated by social media, which seeks to segregate people into echo chambers, narrowing what people see and hear by their ever-growing algorithms that are simply to keep you watching, keep those clicks coming in and that ad money just piling in, baby, just piling in. A fractured society in terms of politics, truth, science, alongside entertainment and culture, and as Andrew Breitbart said, politics is downstream of culture, baby. Oh yeah, it's downstream, baby. A fractured society and culture clearly represented in one of the most divisive times of our history. We have an elite class that seeks to guide society beneath them, just that way. Guide society beneath them into what seems like segregated communist working masses who live off handouts from the government and don't mix or mingle with the other citizens around them. 6 feet, please. 6 feet. You heard that? And spend all day and night even raising their children on screens and handheld devices designed to be as addictive as fucking heroin and leading to ever higher rates of depression and suicide in young children. Yet as we remember, in the before times, before the big woo-woo was king of the art world, whenever we were at a restaurant, more and more families all sitting at tables and them all staring at screens. And what's the fucking point? You might as well stay at home, sit in different rooms and stare at different things, all eating delivered shit with a plastic spoon. And that's what they want. They want the Hunger Games. They don't want to save people from it. An industry that is supposed to hold a mirror up to the world and reflect it back at itself, as Hamlet said. These ivory tower elites haven't mingled with reality or know any of the realities of day-to-day life that everyday people go through, live through, and enjoy. Even these awards, and therefore the movies, are chosen on the basis of inclusion and diversity, where every form of content they produce seems to be a lecture. There's no escapism anymore. If the films are double the twisted political rhetoric that we have to pay for, then shoved in your face, telling you to be better, to do better, to think better, to recognize your privilege, and also who you should vote for. Where in the 80s, the film industry was taken out of the hands of a bunch of drug-fueled talented artists by corporate businessmen who realized that films could be advertising or political sloganeering and make a whole load of money. And thus, we don't have any more films that we all love, we all care about, and characters that shaped generations or inspired greatness in the hearts of so many. Instead, they are destroying the classics of our past, with constant remakes and reboots, never adding anything to the classic legacy of great art, but showing themselves to be ever more desperate and ever more bankrupt of ideas, breaking down and destroying our shared and loved past that brought society together, no matter what race or sex or any of that shit. See, that was our culture, and they're chipping away at it. See, the hunt for money is greater than the hunt for art or truth. As we can see with Disney and what they did to John Boyega and the Star Wars franchise by cutting him out, just cutting him out of all the advertising in China. Because statistics show that tiny people we don't like black people, okay? We don't like them. Highlighted by one of many examples with the Chinese McDonald's just straight up banning black people from entering its premises. Wait until BLM hears about that one, huh? Nope, wait. They don't care about black people's civil rights. They don't. Just money and power and communism, funnily. The stars of the movie today are just models and YouTubers, vapid and shallow beings. People hired to stand on a mark and say something they don't understand or connect with, and just look pretty while doing it. With writers who have nothing to give except social justice advertisements, and directors with vision only for f***ing the people that they cast alongside the producers, who don't care about the film, just turning out that f***ing profit. Not the greats of the past that brought joy or tears to our eyes and personified who we wanted to be or not to be. It was never a question. With the oversaturation of so many streaming services and so many different shows and movies to watch and follow, you've taken the last of the butter and are trying to spread it over 1,000 loaves of bread for 1,000 years. It's just all shit. Highlighted by film after film bombing, star after star trying in vain to say something a little bit reasonable, and then coming out of the whole situation like they've gone around with Mike Tyson. They wear $100,000 dresses while they celebrate themselves. Ooh, thank you. Receive $200,000 gift bags just for turning up. The homeless are moved out of the area so as not to be seen by the talents or themselves realize the world around them that they cheered on relentlessly. With barriers and peaceful barbed wire being put up to keep out the riffraff. You. And we've lost all those moments that we would talk about the next day at school or work. Laughing at a TV blunder together or reveling in a sports moment that had a country riveted. We've lost this. We've lost the magic and wonder that only the world of film can inspire in our hearts and minds, magically showing us worlds and concepts never before conceived of or imagined, all without the hollow green screen computer tech that can make superheroes battle like never before. But what's the point if they don't matter or don't inspire us anymore? Like the last 40 movies, all doing the same thing where we watch 2 hours of the work of a computer company and their animators, not the work of artists. Our stories, our legends, our myths, all fading into dust and buried ever deeper by the soulless and the greedy, their light fading as we lose faith, lose courage, and forget to believe in them. Instead, choosing to grow up and think only of money rather than flying past the second star on the right and straight onto morning. So the Oscars have 50% less viewers than the year before, which was the worst of all time, and no one f***ing cares.